Hello students, welcome. This is your English classroom. This is English classroom for grade 6 students. Okay students, in today's lesson we are going to do a writing lesson from Unit 2. In this writing lesson we are going to write rules and regulations. Okay students, please open your book on page number 18 of your English book from page 18 from Unit 2. Okay students, are you ready to start writing? Okay students, before writing rules and regulations, I'd like to talk about previous information about rules and regulations from our book. Okay students, so I would like to show you some rules, some examples of rules from our book. So it will be very easy for you to understand what are those rules and how to write those rules. Okay students, okay, so let me show you the exercise that we are going to do in this lesson. Please look at this slide and please read the questions or exercises that we have in this page. Okay students, you can see A and B exercise. This is the exact lesson that we are going to do. So first exercise is work in groups. Discuss and write your own set of rules for your class and paste on the classroom wall or bulletin board. This is the first exercise, to write a set of rules for your classroom. Okay students, I think you have some classroom rules by yourselves, and let's now make it even better classroom rules with some examples I give you here, and we will also find out from the book. Okay students, so the first task is to write rules and regulations, and second is to write a letter to your friend telling about the rules that you have in your school. So it's again a letter, but you are again going to talk about rules and regulations about your school. Okay student, the first one is for your classroom rules, and second one is for writing classroom school rule as a letter. Okay students, now these are the things that we are going to learn in today's lesson. You will be perfectly learn how to write those rules, or you can even get the examples and you can even copy it for your classroom and paste in on your classroom walls. Okay, so rules are very helpful to keep our environment for better environment for learning in your school or in your classroom. So it is better you make your classroom rules when you start joining your class, okay, and then you have to follow those rules. Okay, so before starting the writing, let's again remember our previous lessons that talk about rules. So do you remember this story, 3 Simple Rules? Yes, you do remember it, because it was very nice story, right? And in the story, the bird, the small beautiful bird, gave 3 simple rules to the man who caught it. Okay, and the 3 simple rules were: never believe everything others say, and the second rule is never be sad about something you do not have, and the third rule is never throw away what you have in your hand. Okay, these are some examples from the story for our writing rules. So you can follow this type of sentence as well. You can say never throw litters, never throw plastics in your classroom, or never fight with your friends. Likewise, you can write your rules as well. So this can be one example to help you. Okay students, are you getting me? please keep notes of these things. Okay, so when you start your school, when you go to your classroom, first decide to make such rules. And I'm going to help you to write your classroom rules in this lesson. So first I said from the story 3 simple rules that you can start, like never believe everything others say, and never be sad, never throw away what you have. You can start with never as well. Now let's read more other rules. Okay, students. So another second rule is for your school library. You can follow this same rules for your library, for your school's library as well. So let's read it aloud so you can understand it and follow it, and you can make your library reading good for reading inside the library. Okay, so you can see here library. Here the first letter the letters are used for starting the sentences. Okay, so let's see. L for listen to the librarian. Librarian is the person who stays in the library and gives you book and assigns you books and takes back the books. And I is for inquire if you need help. Inquire means ask questions, get information. B for be respectful to others. Be respectful to others means be kind and be polite to others. And R for read and talk quietly. A for always walk, never run. Don't rush, don't run so quickly that you can disturb others, or you can hurt others or yourself. So you have to walk slowly. And R is for return to their proper places. So what to return? You have to return the books you have taken to the same place or the proper place or categories of the book where you have taken from. And Y is for your manners are appreciated. So you have to show your good manners. If you show good manners, it will be praiseworthy or it is appreciated. So these are the rules, some examples of rules. You can learn from this example as well. Now let's read the classroom rules examples from the book. Okay, it is in exercise B, classroom rules. Work in pairs, read the library rules, and classroom rules talk to each other. We have read the library rules. Now let's read the classroom rules. Okay, what is the structure, or what type of sentence are there? Let's see. Listen when your teacher is speaking. Okay, when teacher is speaking, you need to listen. Follow directions quickly. You have to quickly follow, obey the directions. Okay, the third rule is respect others, respect yourself, respect your friend or your school. Another rule is raise your hands. You have to raise your hands to speak to the class. Okay, you must not speak, you should not speak whenever you like, because if you all speak at the same time, it will be a noisy classroom and no one will understand. So you have to take your turn by raising the hands. This is one of the important rules for your classroom. Okay, so let's see another one. Be kind and be honest. You must not harm others. You cannot steal the things from your friends. So you have to be honest. You have to tell the truths. You should not lie others, so others may suffer. So this is being honest and kind. Another one is be respectful. Be respectful means having kindness and politeness towards others. And be responsible means taking care of the things and surroundings. So you have to be responsible for the things around you. Okay, these are some rules for your classroom. So from these rules as well, we have some ideas about how to write rules and regulations for our classrooms. Okay, you can take some of the best sentences, rules from here and write. So as we have already talked about, the task that we have is to get the ideas from these rules, and you have to discuss in pairs and write the rules that you must follow in your school. Library, you are free to set your own rules, write them on a cardboard paper and present it to the class. Okay, students, here on the exercise C, you are asked to write library rules. Today we are going to write classroom rules. So this is from the previous exercise that we have already done once. I'm going to show you once what we had written for the rules. Okay, students, now let's see. Library rules. Get your library ID to read and take books. You have to get the ID cards. Okay, students, you cannot go inside and ask, because you need records. The library needs records of you and your books taken. Another rules: return the books on time. Read silently. Do not tear the book pages. Put the books in order. Ask for permission to take books home. Keep the table clean after you read. Do not make the room messy or table messy with scattered books around them. And do not eat inside library room. Do not discuss or share what you read inside the library. You are not supposed to share jokes or stories or poems you find interesting there inside the library, because library is not for talking or sharing what you want to say. It should be silent, it should be quiet, and it should be peaceful for reading deeply to different varieties of books. You can talk about the books outside the library, but it is not good idea to talk inside the library. Okay, another rule can be respect others. Definitely, you should not be bully or bully others or steal others' things. You should not poke others or tease others while reading. You have to be respectful to others. Okay, these are some examples for rules of your school library. Now we have another exercise from D, from the book as well. So we have these rules in our listening text. So I have recorded here in the writing form from the listening text. Okay, students, you don't have in your book, but you can listen to this audio text and you can read or you can follow the school rules. So let's see how school rules look like. Okay, school rules from the listening text. The school starts at 10 a.m. and ends at 3 p.m. Junk food are not allowed in the school. Clean your hands by using soaps or sanitizers. You are not allowed to wear any ornaments. Use different dustbins to throw biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste materials. You have to use different dustbins. Another one is you are allowed to go to library in your fixed library period only. All the students should join the morning assembly at 10 a.m. Okay, these are some school rules. Okay, some examples of some school rules. There can be other rules as well. You can learn from these rules as well. So our today's task is to write classroom rules and write a letter with school rules you have in your school. So from these examples, from these examples, you get different ideas. So what are those ideas you can use to make your classroom rules better? Okay, I'm going to now help you with some ideas how to write these rules. Okay, first thing, okay, writing rules. For writing rules, we write mostly in imperative forms of sentence. Okay, imperative forms of sentences. What are imperative sentences? I'm going to explain to you. There are 4 types of sentences. Okay, students, there are 4 types of sentences. Declarative. Sentence types are declarative, you have imperative, and you have questions or interrogative, and another one is exclamatory sentences. Okay, students? So we have 4 types of sentences. Declarative sentences are, I'm just giving you the idea of sentence types to tell you what is imperative. So declarative sentence has, declarative. Let me explain. Declarative sentence have subject at the beginning, and verb in the middle, and then object, and then we have full stop at the end. Full stop is there. Okay, students? And then another type of sentence we have is imperative. Imperative sentence have no actual subject at the beginning. We have verb plus object or complementary, and then we have full stop here. Don't forget to put full stop here. So imperative sentence have directly verbs. And another sentence questions, you know that there are 2 types of questions, WH and SNO questions. Okay, you know that already. I am not going to show you the structure. I'm only writing WH question and SNO questions and WH questions. Questions with WH words and SNO questions with auxiliary verbs. And we have exclamatory sentences. Sentences with, for example, with exclamation mark at the end. These are some some information for you to understand what type of sentence you have to follow. So I'm focusing, or I'm talking about imperative sentence that we have to follow. So we have to write verb at the beginning, like do it, clean, or you can say listen to me, likewise. So this will be easier for you to make rules. It will help you to be straight into the rules. Okay, students? So verbs. Now what are those verbs? I'm going to help you with the verbs. Now let's see what kind of verbs we are going to use. Okay, you may use clean. Okay, clean, listen. These verbs are useful for you to make your rules useful. So we use mostly clean, listen, sometimes be responsible or be quiet, and we have to here fill with the complements, and listen, clean, listen, be, and you can say take. Again, there are so many other useful verbs like never as well. You can never do something. Do is the verb here. Likewise, you can say keep the environment clean, keep, and so on. So these are called verbs. So we use the first form of the verbs, first or root form of the verb. We can also call it infinitive verbs for starting our rules. There are also useful vocabularies for writing rules. Okay, students? There are useful vocabularies, words to use like allowed, strictly prohibited, should, or must, or shouldn't, or mustn't, For using these vocabularies or these words, you can take another form of sentence as well, that is declarative sentence. There we have another. I said earlier you can use imperative form mostly because it is very easy. You can say clean, clean, or don't do that, or do that, use, likewise. And if you want to use another form, you can use declarative one as well in the form. You can say you should, or you should, you have to, you should clean the rooms, you should clean the room regularly. Likewise, this should word makes your sentence rule. Okay, students, now that is another idea for writing rules. But if you feel it difficult for your level, you can simply follow imperative type of sentence. Okay, students, imperative, as I said earlier, we have to write the verb at the beginning of our sentence. Okay, students, now let's read the exercise here first, and then we will write. Okay, so work in pairs, discuss and write your own set of rules for your class. Now this is the task that we have to do. And paste on the classroom wall or bulletin board. Now next we will write a letter. The first one that we are going to, is that we are going to write a set of rules for our classroom. Okay, so how to start, how to begin? So I'll give you one idea. You have already seen that idea, but I'll again show you how you can generate your ideas to write. Okay, students? So, okay, one of the good ideas that you can write rules is the acrostic style. Okay, you also have in your book for library rules. Now I'm going to show you how you can begin, how you can start your writing rules with acrostic styles. Acrostic styles means the first letter or you take certain words. For example, you can take classroom, similar words, classroom. You can take certain words for writing acrostic style, or you can simply write rules, or you can also write school and follow the acrostic style of writing. For example, let me show you. We have letters here, right? In each word we have letters. Like for classroom, let's write it in the vertical way. C-L-A-S-S-R-O-O-M. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 letters here to begin our rules. So you can now remember or get ideas starting with these letters. Let me give you some examples. From C, you can imagine related to our classroom. let's say we can say create a learning environment can be useful. Okay, this can be one rule. Create a learning environment means do not make noise or do not bully others. Another L. L can be used for listen to the teachers. This is one of the best rules that we have to follow. A. From A, you can remember anything, any words, and then you can decide if it is suitable or not. From A, you can say assignments, okay, or avoid bad works, or you can say active listening. You can say you can imagine or remember those words starting from A, and then you can apply in your rules. For example, avoid laziness. Okay, students mustn't be lazy. If you are lazy, we don't do any reading, right? So you have to avoid laziness. And S. So what do you remember? Can you remember any words? S. Okay, support your friends. Support your friends. Support your friends. Okay, and another S can be, okay, you can also source. You can also write another word as well. Search for new ideas. R means raise. R for raise your hand to ask questions. To ask questions. O for open your mind to learn. Open your mind to learn. Another O can be open your mouth to inquire. Open your mouth to inquire. From M, you can say maintain good hygiene, health and hygiene. Hygiene. Okay, likewise, you can create your classroom rules. Isn't it easy for you, right? It's very easy. So we have another words, rules and school. You can follow similar way or acrostic style and then write. For example, you can use the same words for starting. For example, R for raise your hands, S for support your friends, U for understand others, L for listen to teachers, E for, you can say, what? Enjoy reading or enjoy classrooms, and so on. So these are they could help for you to write the classroom rules. Okay, students? So what is our task? So you have to now write this acrostic in a style to get the ideas in this style, and then you are asked to here paste on the classroom wall or bulletin. So I'm going to show you the a chart for the rules. Okay, so I have here summarized, or I have made some selection from the generated ideas. Acrostic style of writing gets you easy access to ideas, how to start our rules, and then we can select from those, from those rules which are best. You can put it on your chart paper, and then you can paste and present in your classroom for following the rules. Now let me read the rules that we have made altogether, from all the other ideas that we got from this acrostic style. I haven't followed the acrostic style here. I have just got the ideas from here. You can simply write only one set of this acrostic rule for your classroom as well, but I have found some better rules from other words as well, so you can see here some of the best rules. So create a learning environment, listen to teachers, raise your hands to speak, open your mind to learn, open your mind to inquire, understand others, have passions to learn, do classworks regularly, sit and be quiet, support friends, avoid laziness. So I have arranged the rules here from important to less important. So, actually they are all important. You can copy them and you can paste it in your classroom. Okay, students? So this is the example of the rules that we have asked. We have been asked here from exercise A to put it on the wall, a classroom wall or bulletin board. Okay, now we are going to see on our screen as well. Let's see here the same rule that we have created. Listen to teachers, avoid laziness, support friends, sit and be quiet, raise your hands to speak, open your mind to learn, open your mind to inquire, maintain order in the classroom, and raise your hands to speak, understand others, listen to teachers, engage in classworks, and support classmates, sit and be quiet, create a learning environment, have passions to learn, open your mind to learn, open your mouth to inquire, okay, listen to teachers. Now we have the last exercise here. So this is simply the same thing again. So, but it is in the writing a letter form. So you have already learned writing a letter. However, I'm going to tell you something about the letter. Let me show you an example of the letter format and then how to include the writing here. Okay, students? So let's see here. Okay, students, now let me read it a letter for you, and I'm going to tell about how to write a letter quickly and then how to include our rules there. Okay, how the task has asked us to tell about our school rules. Okay, so let's see. So the first at the top we have Patan, Lalitpur, Nepal. You can take it as an example and you can imagine your place here. 11 August 2021. Dear Ramesh, I hope you are doing very well. Thank you for the letter you sent me telling about your school. Today, I'm also going to tell you about my school. So we have paragraph change here. My school's name is Chandi Adarsh Secondary School. It is a beautiful school with a flower garden there. So I have, kept a space here. We have to include here. I haven't completed the whole letter because it needs more space. And I'm closing the letter like this. I'm looking forward to seeing you again someday. Your best friend, Rasmi. Okay, so let's quickly see what are the parts of the letter first. So we have first address at the top. So whose address is it? It's address of the person who has written the letter. Or if you write, it's your address there. And then comes the date. Okay, students? You can see here the date after the address. Another one is the salutation. Okay, salutation is dear Ramesh or dear friend. And then we have the body part, okay, body part of the letter here after the salutation. The whole part is called body part. And then we have finally a closing. Okay, so what are there in the closing and body part? Okay, you can see. So you are thanking, you are asking about personal health in the first paragraph, and you change the paragraph, and then you are going to write what you are going to say. So it is about school rules. So first you are talking about which is your school, and you are saying that you have school with beautiful flower garden. And now you have to here include what are the rules. Now you can say there are some rules to keep our school, to keep our schools environment good for learning. Here I am inserting the information. The first paragraph and the second paragraph, I am writing the body part of the letter. In this body part of the letter, I am talking about my school, and then we are going to write the rules, school rules. So you have to include here. So you can say there are some rules to keep our schools environment good for learning. So now you can say we are not allowed to pluck flowers from the garden. Flowers from the garden. And students, now you can write, students must wear school uniform. Okay, likewise, now you are going to write the rules. Likewise, same, we have in our previous writing rules, we have imperative sentence. Now you can, in this letter, you cannot write the imperative sentence, but you can say students must, students should, okay, we should, we are allowed to do, we are not allowed to eat inside classroom, we are not allowed to come without outside dress or in our casual dress. Likewise, you can include, and finally you have to conclude your letter like, I'm looking forward to seeing you again someday, and you have to close your letter with your best friend, your loving friend, with warm wishes or best regards, likewise, and your name then finally. Okay, this is how you can complete the task. Okay, this is the now end of today's lesson. So we have today learned about examples of rules from the book, writing rules and with acrostic style, common vocabularies for writing rules in school, and structure of rules, types of sentence in brief, a sample of letter, and parts of letters, talking about rules in letters, and assignment. We have completed these exercises today. So thank you all for joining this visual lesson. I hope you have got some ideas from this lesson. Please do the exercises after this video. Thank you. See you again. Namaste.